Hello everyone, Triple S back here with another playthrough with the bottom of the well. And now I'm going to try and aim for another achievement. There should be only just one achievement in this video called Happily Ever After. So I do believe we click on New Game. Aha, here we go. I would like to create a custom Alice. Start customizing. Right, now we put 1 point into survival, 2 points into fitness, 2 points into social life, 2 points into supplies, no points in career, and then 2 points into dating. And that should be all the points. So finish, accept, and start. Got the music turned off this time. Can't remember how it turned off last time. Dear diary, today the weirdest day in my life. Waiting for Joe to come in line and so I talked to someone about this. God, I feel like I'm going crazy. Morning, Alice. Morning. Just go through all this stuff again. Did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No. Well, I tried, but I fell asleep. Listen, about that. You fell asleep? Oh, come on. Alison was like our favourite. Let me finish. Something happened. I was tuning in on my radio. Such a Luddite. Missing the act can even catch you online. Shut up. I'm not a Luddite, I just like analog things. Anyway, I was tuning into the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What? Aliens? Oh, government-run number stations? No, it was this weird, white noise at first. It's hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. I could hear snippets of some melody, maybe lyrics, but the signal was weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for the Alice broadcast. So I went out on my balcony and turned the antenna around until the signal came through clear. It now sounded more like music, with the odd signal in the background. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead, and the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queen's off with her head. Oh, so somebody's pirate radio broadcast for golden oldies? I felt like there was something else there, some message that the music was hiding. I know it sounds weird, and then I fell asleep. What a story. No, hear me out. I dreamed. I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was an entirely lucid, but like waking up in another world. It said I didn't know it was another world. Ugh, this isn't making any sense. You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you were still lucidly in control. Sounds pretty rad to me. I'm sure it would have been, except for the whole end of the world apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay, now you got my attention. Here we go. So, like I said, it was the end of the world. Everything I did that day felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every colour, every touch. It's important you know that. I wasn't acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. Heavy. There was no warning, no build-up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, the TV had turned to the emergency alert system, and this voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the city told us we were under attack. Were you alone? Did I skip something there? I felt like I skipped something. Oh, whatever. No, I was with Ches. We were on a date. We were kind of ignoring the movie, although... Shit. I think it was a new Star Wars. Wait, who is Ches? My... boyfriend? I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, but in the dream I did. He a hunk? ... I'll take that as a yes. What happened then? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system, jacked the volume all the way up too. I didn't even know they could do that. The broadcast told us we were under attack right now and that we need to get to the shelter. That we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jesus, sounds scary. At first I didn't really want to believe it. I switched to the channel, but they were all the same. And then the sirens started tornado sirens, flood sirens, I don't know. I knew things were serious. So what'd you do? Well, Ches was right there, and he... Wait up. Tell me more about this sudden new boyfriend of yours. I thought you weren't in the dating scene. Actually, I've been thinking about putting myself out there. Like, maybe some online dating or something? Although I'm kind of afraid to check OkCupid right now. What if there's a guy there named Ches? Good icebreaker. Hi, I'm Alice. I dreamt about you last night. You were my end of the world buddy. Funny. Aren't I just? You were saying about Ches? What kind of a name is that anyway? I wasn't really. I mean, yeah, he was pretty hot, I guess. And smart and into me. What more could you ask for? I can sense you blushing all the way over here. Maybe I should check my OkCupid profile, actually. So what did your boyfriend think? That's the thing. The moment they had made the announcement, he got this face. Like, panic. He tried calling a number, but the network was clogged, and then he jumped on my laptop for a moment to type up an email before basically just rushing towards the door. He said he had somewhere he needed to be. What? Without you? Well, I told him to wait and explain. He looked like he wanted to jump out of his skin, but he told me he had to go look for his sister. That makes sense, I guess. What'd you do? I asked him where she lives. And? In the boroughs, outside town. That's pretty far, isn't it? It is, which is why he was in such a hurry. I wanted to ask if he needed help, but somehow it felt like I didn't. Felt like I... What? I mean, it felt like I would be imposing? You're weird, Al. So you just let him go? Yeah, well, just before he left, I made him tell me the address. Is it okay if I come check on you after? I asked. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. And then you kissed and hugged and that was that? Pretty much. After he left, I don't know. Had I made a mistake? Well, I knew that Ches wasn't going to wait for me. If I wanted to go with him, I had to go right away. Just grab my stuff and go. Making quick decisions in the spur of the moment? Doesn't sound like you, so what'd you do? What did I do? What did I do? I went with Ches to help him out with his sister. So I decided to go with Ches. I mean, how couldn't I? He clearly needed help. Altruistic. How long had you been dating? Cynic. Long enough to know my feelings were real. I mean, they felt real, in the dream. Where did the sister live again? In a borough, practically the suburbs, so pretty far. Ches said he usually takes a subway or a bus. Ches actually lived just down the street and we always had a customary place to meet. We didn't even need to confirm the place anymore, but it didn't seem very likely we'd be able to catch a bus or the subway. So how were you planning on getting to the sister? In less than 30 minutes? Oh, spoiler, the bombs didn't start dropping on us within 30 minutes. It took longer than that. They did start though. That's lucky. Yeah, well, it didn't mean we weren't in a hurry. But you didn't leave empty-handed though, right? Oh, right, yeah. I grabbed the biggest bag I had. A backpack. People always called it magic. You could fit so much into it. Bigger on the inside and all that. Oh, what did I take? What did I take? What did I take? I took 2 lots of food and the flashlight, I believe is what I took. Is that correct? Food, flashlight. Okay. Go on, Borough, sister, Bombsy coming. How did you plan to get there in the chaos? The chaos? Yeah, the streets were nuts. Everything and everyone was going crazy. Crashes everywhere, but no one was responding. The street was completely gridlocked. I'm talking maybe 15 minutes after the first announcement here. All it takes is a few cars in the wrong place. But you live pretty centrally, right? You had to be better further out. Did Ches have a car? No, but if you wanted a car, there were tons around. People just left them, keys in the ignition, and ran. Holy shit. Must have really been bedlam. I clicked. Got it. It was. I was so scared. So, steal a car or walk? We discussed walking. It was like 14 miles or something. It'd probably take at least 4 or 5 hours on a good day, and this wasn't a good day. Maybe a good start, though. Things might clear up outside the downtown area, and you might be able to steal a car there. Appropriate a car. Stealing sounds so criminal. Huh, whatever you say. Any other options except stealing, appropriating a car and hoofing it? Something in between. I know a guy with a motorcycle. He really loves that motorcycle, but I wondered if maybe he'd be willing to borrow it. Wait, I wondered if maybe he'd be willing to... You mean lend it, not borrow... I mean, for fuck's sake, we were going to go rescue a disabled woman. You know him well? Reasonably. I didn't know you knew how to drive a motorcycle. I'm a woman of many talents. So what did you do? What did we do? We decided to walk out of the worst chaos. We decided walking was the best option. The whole downtown area was gridlocked, cars everywhere, people running down the sidewalks and sirens blaring. It was like one of those disaster movies, no hope of driving anywhere at any rate. But where was everyone going? Most of them were going home, I think. People were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there you were, running away from home. Once I made my decision, I stuck to it. No matter how much I was filled with doubt, half an hour was nothing. Nothing at all. But luckily, that estimate was completely wrong. Sometimes I'll walk half an hour in the wrong direction just because I stubbornly refuse to believe I'm lost. I didn't know what was the right direction, but I did try to get wherever I was going as fast as possible. I stood off the major roads, and especially roads that I knew led to us into metro stations. Not that I was the only one who'd gotten that grand idea. Was there any danger? Like people attacking each other or something? No, I thought we were all going in the same direction, but then I realised that the crowd was heading somewhere I hadn't planned to go, a subway station, again. What'd you do? I elbowed a few people and ducked and weaved my way out of there before I was swept too far along, but I did lose precious time. Time. Yes, isn't that the thing you were fighting here? How far away are you planning on getting? Well, a lot further than I had gotten at that point. I could practically still see my apartment building, but the crowd was slowly thinning at least, and I actually saw a vehicle in motion, an ambulance, weaving between stalled cars with the sirens blaring. What'd you do? What did I do? Wait, which one was it? I kept walking, intending to get away from danger before I had to stop walking. Just a single-mindedness was what led me. I was pretty sure this was a monumental mistake and that we'd get caught outside and killed for sure, but I couldn't just leave him, so we kept walking. So how did that work out for you? You think it was easy? Losing my voice. Huh. People had driven out to the sidewalks and left their cars. Everything was a mess. I tried going down the main highway, but it proved pointless and I had to backtrack. I didn't say it was easy. Did you consider running? I half ran and jogged as much as I could, but it felt like being late for class. I got tired almost immediately, while the goal was still as far away as ever. Ches wanted to go faster, but he slowed down when he saw I was struggling. The worried look on his face went nowhere, though. And, well, once I got away from the downtown area, things were much smoother. I ran as fast as I could, as far as I could. No bombs, still no bombs. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my luck, but I knew I was pushing it now. What'd you do? We were getting closer, so we kept walking. You actually made it that far? How long was it until the bombs actually hit? I'm not entirely sure, but something like 2 hours? I think they hit everywhere else before they hit us. I'm not really sure why. Missile shield? Do we have one of those? Anyway, I knew that us getting this far was a miracle. Whether I hoped we might have finding a better shelter than Ches's sister's house was nil. I told him that and he agreed. I guess that's meant to say all he wanted to do was to get there. So, was she there? Come on, this is exciting. Cut there. Bloody hell. Brother came into my bedroom and scared me to death. Went up to the door and Ches started banging on it. After a few minutes, it opened on the chain and I could just barely see a mop of pale hair and scared eyes. He told her it was him. He told her... Wait, what? And she immediately opened the door and jumped in his arms. Right, I got it. I was confusing myself there. Jumped, so not a physical disability. It was... But she wasn't... Yeah, wheelchair bound constantly. There was, however, a wheelchair in the entry hall. Anyway, we didn't really have time for niceties. The bombs were coming. Right, Miss Pragmatic. So, battle plan? Well, I tried looking for a basement, but the place didn't have one. So I suggested building a little fort out of furniture in the living room, hoping the roof would come crashing down. What about, like, food and things? Whatever the cupboard contained we took with us to our shelter, of course, and tried to protect it as best we could. So, the bombs, they actually hit then, in the dream. The first thing that happened was the windows blew in. I just closed my eyes and pulled up my knees and made myself as small as possible. Ches held his sister. The bombing continued for I don't know how long, but aside from the windows, we seemed to be pretty okay. Imagine what it must have been like downtown. I didn't want to think about what it was like downtown. It was scary enough out there. A few cars drove past and I heard sirens. At one point I ventured out to glance out the window once the bombs had stopped hitting and I saw a city centre in flames. But at least you got out. How long did you wait in the house? How long did we wait in the house? We waited for 24 hours. I don't know how safe the house was from fallout, really. Windows blasted open and all that, but it was probably safer than walking the streets, and as long as I only ate the uncontaminated food, it ought to be okay, I thought. So you wait for all of your supplies, and then... Oh, I wanted to keep going. There were a lot of other survivors on the road as well, and soon enough the rumours started circulating. There was a government evacuation centre set up in the old college. Everyone was going there. College? As in, your college? Yep, talk about coming back to the beginning. Anyway, that's where everyone was headed. There was just one minor problem. Oh? The river. There's a river? Not something I thought about either. I didn't live anywhere near it, so whenever I crossed it, I just drove over it. But there it was. A geographical reality. So, I mean, the bridges were surely still there. True, but when we approached them, we realised they were occupied. Of course. Uh-oh, by who? I'm not sure. I saw them from afar and kind of ducked into cover. I saw immediately they weren't good news. They had guns and were harassing the other people who'd come to the bridge. I think they were mugging them. Did they let anyone pass? Yep, some. But I didn't know what the price was, or if they had some other criteria for letting people through. So what did you do? What do we do? I went up to them and confronted them. Brave. I wasn't going to let them scare me. So what were they? Just thugs? Part opportunists, part worried townsfolk. They claimed that they were protecting their part of the town from the riffraff who were coming down from the city trying to steal all their uncontaminated food. This was just a kind of Concerned Citizens roadblock. Conveniently in the way towards the main evacuation centre. Yeah, but, well, I mean, they had a lot of guns, but I didn't really detect a lot of malice in them. It didn't seem like they particularly wanted to use them. So what'd you do? What did I do? I tried talking my way through. Ah yes, the famous fast talk. How did that go? I didn't fast talk, I just told him the truth. I was there to help Ches and his sister across. I told him the incredible lengths we'd gone to get where we were. I just told the truth. Did that just work? They said they could let Ches and her through. I was still need to be checked for supplies. And it was fine. Just as I was going through, though, one of them stopped me and asked if I had any more than that. I knew they were actually highwaymen. Bastards. I told him the truth. No, I had food for exactly 1 day. He grabbed my pack and rifled through it, but I was telling the truth. Disappointed, he handed it back to me and let me through. This place again. So, the evacuation centre. My college. I'm not surprised I dreamed about it. It's like, at the centre of my life right now. Is this the part where the dream turns weird and the college starts sprouting legs and begins smoking a hookah or something? Unfortunately, no. That would have been a pretty welcome respite. Even so, it must have been a respite, proof that society survived, the United States wasn't completely obliterated, etc, etc. Speaking of, what did happen to everyone? I don't know. Everything was still rather hazy, news was sporadic and often hearsay. There was a lot of talk about a missile defense system that no one knew we even had, that apparently managed to shoot down something akin to 90% of all the enemy warheads. Wishful thinking. Based on what I was seeing, I don't really see the difference. 10% was clearly more than enough to wreak unimaginable havoc. Hell, 1% would probably have been enough. Anyway, go on. I want to get to the end. What happened at the centre? I was going to say college, but either one. At the gates, there was a screening process going on, a big plastic corridor where we were all told to undress and go through this super cold shower, after which many gas masks and plastic coverings ran a Geiger counter over us. Seriously? So, what happened? There were 2 doors at the end of the corridor beyond the men in masks with guns. Whenever their Geiger counters frazzled and complained, you went right. Whenever it was quiet, you went left. I went left. What about Ches and his sister? They came with me, left, thank God. After the check, they gave us new threads. Honestly, they mostly looked like prison garb, but at least they were not radioactive. All of our old stuff would be disposed of. I think they just gave them to the poor people going right. I saw them through the fence, heading off to God knows where in their old clothes. Many of them too tired, too sick to even walk upright. That's really sick. I can't even imagine how many millions of casualties they had to deal with. I suppose this was just them being pragmatic. Ugh. Anyway, what earthly paradise were you led to then? They set up shelters for us in the dorms and in some of the lecture halls. Indoors, with proper protection and daily washing and clean food. We were scheduled to stay there for just a little while until they could relocate us somewhere safer. It all seemed very organised, in control. Great. Aside from all the millions of casualties, a happy ending. Did you have hot dream sex and then wake up? No. Yeah, there we go. Achievement unlocked. Happily ever after. I'm not saying Judge and I weren't happy to have made it against all odds, but happiness was, like you so kindly pointed out, relative. The world would never be the same when we know it, but at least we had each other. But no, that wasn't the end of the dream. Do go on. Did you rebuild society or something? How much longer is this dream? Should we maybe continue tomorrow, like a part 2 or something? No, it's almost over, but this is when it gets weird. Remember that music I heard on the radio before falling asleep? Yep. So I was taking a walk between buildings and enjoying the fine weather. Since they had given a Fallout all clear, they sprayed the lawns daily and checked them for rads when I heard it again. Kind of like you'll turn the sound of thunder into explosions in a dream? No. Or maybe. Actually, yes, that's not a bad analogue. The music was a connection between the dream and the real world. When I heard it, it was like I suddenly remembered that I once had the dream I was currently having. I remember in the dream thinking of how incredibly unlikely that was. It was weird, okay? Dreams are weird. So the music. Where did it come from? It came from the admin building. It's this big place with the rector's office and a bunch of other offices. No cheesy spaces off to the side, a bit closer to the stadium. I shouldn't have heard it by any means, yet somehow I did. I walked closer, but that building wasn't part of our turf. The doors were all under lock and key, and there was a fence cutting off the main entrance, but I knew it came from there. Okay, so what'd you do? I just knew there was some connection there, some truth hidden in those tunes, something that would allow me to wake up from this nightmare, because that's what it was, every single aching, painful, awful moment of it, but it was beyond locked doors inside a building, presumably filled with memory of guns. You got this far, was there really nothing you could do? Not unless I came up with some way of breaking through solid metal doors with nothing but my bare hands, but I stood there and listened to the music. That's when I I felt I knew it was in a dream. This wasn't real. Or it was, but it wasn't all that was real. That there was an alternative version of this dream, or I'd done things differently, where my life had been different up until this moment, and as a result I'd ended up somewhere else. In the stadium, with the sick, or somehow inside that building. Some kind of multiverse theory applied to strange realistic dreams? If there is an endless number of dimensions, who's to say there's not one where dreams are more real than reality? Anyway, no. More like, I remembered having made certain choices about what I wanted to do in my life, how I was going to spend my time, and all those choices, and a million others had led up to this moment of helpless separation, but if I had done differently, things would be different. Bravo! That's kind of how the arrow of time works. You do X today and maybe Y happens tomorrow, do Y today and maybe Z happens. Yeah, except, what if you can foresee where the arrow of time is going to hit? What then? You're saying you had a prophetic dream? That's what I'm saying. The dream ended shortly after that, because I knew it was in a dream and I knew I'd somehow ended up wrong. I don't want to talk about how I ended things, but it wasn't difficult. And then I woke up. And thus concluded my dream. ... Well, that was interesting. What do you think? I think it felt incomplete, like there was something missing. That wasn't the way it was supposed to end, you know? Dreams are supposed to end in certain ways. This one was, I think. It felt like it was trying to tell me something, but I wasn't listening closely enough. Maybe you could try again next night, see if you hear the same recording. Speaking of, what frequency was this on? That's the weird part. When I tried to see, I realised I hit the right channel, and that it was in fact reading Alice in Wonderland. This isn't exactly some obscure numbered station frequency in the AM bands. Well, maybe you'll dream it next night again anyway. That's a good thing with dreams, you can always dream them again. And maybe do something different the second time around. Ta-da! And that's like the second... It's the same ending, but the second path and another achievement. So, and these are all the people. Red Nettle and... Oh, achievement progress, prepared. 2 out of 5. So now if I go into here... Ah! Okay, the music was on then. Didn't want it to be. Change profile. You can see now, here, it says playthroughs 2. When I get to playthrough 5, which means I'll have to do something, just go through the game 3 more times, I can then unlock a bunch more achievements, where it will be 3 more achievements in the same playthrough. I talked about this last time. And then finally I'll be able to get, at long last, the final end achievements, which will just, you know, end the story. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time for my next playthrough of the Bottom of the Well, where we will get a bunch more achievements, and maybe even beat the game properly. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Daughter. No, come on. That way. And the powder ganger's still neutral with me. Ow! I should have expected mine.